Y'all ready for this? Dun, 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 dun. Oh, wait. That's copyright.
We already made that joke last season.
Did I?
Interstellar Overdrive.
I think I made it.
Overdrive.
Somebody made it.
Interstellar Overdrive. Overdrive. Interstellar. Overdrive. Overdrive. Interstellar.
That's not how that song goes.
Yes, it is. This is the Beastie Boys. You're listening to the Beastie Boys, Piper at the Gates of Dawn.
Fricka flash. Don't touch the Tanika.
Alright, once Dave's done with his notes, I'll do the intro.
Oh, why do an intro when you can touch the Tanika?
Don't you know you gotta
touch the Tanika.
Touch the Tanika tonight.
Oh, baby.
I didn't have to get the COVID vaccine because I touched the Tanika.
Because no one got COVID in Russia.
The only person that got COVID got shot.
No, that was North Korea.
Oh, that's right.
Supposedly. I don't know what to believe.
I don't think that's
that
true.
Well, I'm sure everyone that I'm sure anybody that felt sick after that just kept it to themselves.
I think people just lie about what goes on in North Korea a lot. Not saying it's great.
I wouldn't want to live there, but
I wouldn't either.
It's really hard to sort out what's propaganda and what's real. Because it is a very repressive state.
It is.
I'm not going to lie about that.
Yeah. But, well...
I also don't think they dictate everybody has the same haircut.
I also think, though, like, a lot of the North Korean expats are grifters. They'll just say whatever to make money.
There is a statue of Kim Jong. Is it Un or Il that's in there now? Un.
Un is the current.
Un's the yeah.
Of his like great grandfather, and if they pass by it without like saluting or whatever, that's like a punishable offense.
I mean, they say that to tourists. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you think there's fucking tourists in North Korea besides the?
They have a
They
tourist
are,
embassy,
yeah.
One of my favorite things to watch on YouTube is people that. Well, they used to have to sneak cameras in. They don't have to anymore, really, as long as they don't point them at anything sensitive. In fact, that Otto Warmbier guy was on a guided tour when they snagged him. That whole thing was weird.
I've been to the DMZ.
Yeah, DMZ is...
Were you in that little building that's technically in both their territories?
Yeah. You can stand on the line and be like, I'm in North Korea. So I've technically been to North Korea.
Sean's been to more communist countries than we have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been to Iraq. I've been to North Korea. I've been to Kuwait.
Iraq's not communist.
Not anymore.
No, it wasn't at that time either, though.
It was a dictatorship. It
Not
was
a dictatorship of the proletarian.
but
it was like, yeah.
I suppose the Ba'ath Party were originally pretty socialist.
yeah.
They weren't by the time of the Iraq War, though.
No.
But no, I've been to I technically have been to North Korea. But it's funny because like when you're up there, like you have to wear your dress uniform. You can't wear your camos.
Right, yeah.
Because if you wear your camos, it's
aggressive.
like aggressive.
Yeah.
So you have to wear your dress uniforms.
So you're there symbolically.
Yeah. It was fun.
Yeah.
I'd probably rather visit Korea than Japan.
I even have a piece of the barbed wire from the DMZ.
Korea has great food. Japan has great food, too, though.
I do miss the food from Korea. They had... I remember this one stand. It was a hamburger stand. And it, like... Because, you know, like... They didn't know. But it was, like, ham... And then space burger. Like, so it was... Like, whoever, like, translated it, like, did the...
Yeah.
Spaced out hamburger.
And it's beef. Yeah.
But it was really good. It was actually a really good hamburger.
Steamed hams.
and it was like hamburger with an egg on top, and
I love an egg on a burger.
It was
like
so
a haystack burger or whatever they call it. Yeah,
it was so good for like drunk food.
Yeah,
And they also had like chicken on a stick, is what they would call it.
Yeah,
And then but a lot of people would be like, "Oh, it's pigeon on a stick," you know. They're like, "You ever seen a chicken around here?" I'm like, "No, it's on the stick."
Yeah. We're in the city. We're not in the country. How many chickens do you see in New York City?
Yeah. And then my favorite was this stuff called Yaki Mandu. Man, this one dude made this Yaki Mandu, and I always went to his stall and just get like a ton of his Yaki Mandu when I was drunk and like eat the shit out of it.
Yeah. I like bulgogi.
Oh yeah, there was this place that I used to get bulgogi pizza.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god, it was so fucking good.
Have you ever had Korean food, Steve?
I don't think I've had Korean food specifically. I'm trying to think.
It's really good.
Like I've had Thai food.
Thai food is also good.
Yeah.
There's only 2 places that I've had Korean food that actually tasted like food from Korea. In
That one place in Ralston. Is it Ralston?
No. Bellevue.
Bellevue. Okay, yeah.
The one that's down on like the end of 370, like when you go to like, you know where that game shoppy is?
Yes.
Yeah, that place. That place, I got bulgogi from there, and it tasted like it. Because the person that runs it is from Korea. She's actually like a old Korean lady.
Yeah.
And then the other place was actually St. Louis.
That's not here then.
Yeah, so it's not here. But I'm saying like in the States.
Yeah.
The only places that I've actually had places that tasted like I was back in Korea.
I bet there's good Korean food in like New York, LA,
Oh,
Chicago.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
But like even in when I was stationed in Texas, like if you go to Texas and it says the place I was stationed, it says Killeen, and it says sister city to Seoul, Korea.
Yeah.
They didn't even have like good Korean food. And it was like, what the fuck?
Texas has good barbecue, and you can eat a lot of good Mexican food in Texas.
Yeah.
But it's not known for other kinds of food.
Well, I'm sure Austin's very
Austin's
it's a big melting pot.
Yeah.
Last time I was in Austin, that city grew a lot because like when I was there in like 2005 when I left, it wasn't as big as it was when I went like 10 years later.
Yeah, I think it's the 4th largest city in the country now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was there last time, it was like a city built for like 400,000 people with 1 million people living in it. So it was like bursting at the fucking seams.
That sounds unsustainable. Yeah. So, yeah.
So.
All right.
That's all I got.
Hello and welcome to Side 1, Side B. I'm Steve.
I'm Jay.
And I'm 12-inch Sean. I'm going back to 12-inch because I noticed that last couple episodes I said sadly 1-inch too many times. So
Too many times in a row.
yeah,
You were in the pool.
I was in the pool.
It's summertime.
Jerry, I was in the pool.
Well,
Speaking of the pool, I've been watching this show. Sorry, I've been watching this show that was like it's Larry David's show. He's making fun of the history of the United States. Have you?
I haven't
on
seen that
HBO?
one.
It's
heard about that.
it's pretty funny. Anyways, sorry.
Larry David kind of looks like a founding father with his white shock of hair.
Oh, he did like a sketch where he's like making fun of the founding fathers. Like he did a draft of the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah.
And he's talking about all his grievances, and all of his grievances are just petty grievances.
Yeah.
So it's like, why must I stand behind people Anyways,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Well, I don't think there's much point in asking you guys how familiar you are with this album and this band, so let's just bullshit about Pink Floyd for, I don't know, 20 minutes.
I don't know them at all, actually. Can you tell me about them? Who are they?
Who's Pink Floyd?
Who's Pink Floyd?
Who are the Pink Floyds?
Which one's pink?
If there's one that you can make that argument for, it's he's the one that's on this album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think it's funny. Like, the original name for the band was The Pink Floyd. Not the Floyds, plural, but like the Floyd. Yeah.
Oh.
And so, like, you see, like, old clips of, like, the band talking about themselves and people who were around in the early days who will, like, shorten it to The Floyd. So you hear, like, I saw a documentary about the history of, like, British rock music and the segment on art rock where they're talking about The Floyd a lot and David Bowie, too. But it was pretty funny.
Another early name for them was the Megadeths. Good thing they didn't go with that.
Yeah. I don't think they fit that name.
No.
Well, the band called Megadeth does fit that name.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was spelled wrong differently than Megadeth is spelled wrong differently.
But I think I know a little bit of, I don't know much. I know about the formation was like Syd Barrett and Roger Waters were childhood friends.
Yeah.
And they just started playing music together. Actually, and Gilmore and Syd Barrett were friends too.
Yeah.
Which is how he came into the fold later. But
I watched a documentary about Barrett within the past year. It was very sad.
yeah.
Yeah, Syd Barrett probably was neurodivergent of some type.
He was probably self-medicating with all the acid he was taking.
Yeah.
And he probably took an amount that made him more paranoid eventually as he kept taking it.
I think his, like, obviously the big thing about Syd Barrett is he eventually just left. He stopped doing music altogether, just became a normal guy. Well, I won't say normal guy again, but just,
He painted.
yeah, he painted. He didn't sell his paintings. He didn't particularly care what happened to them after he painted them.
He destroyed them after he painted them sometimes just because he was done with them.
Yeah. It was just kind of something that he got out. And it was kind of sad when you see all the pictures of, like, the paparazzi, like, harassing him, like, before he passed away, because, like, he clearly didn't want to be bothered.
I do wonder if he tried, like, if he gained some of the weight on purpose to make himself less recognizable.
Maybe.
There's some pictures of him that he just looks like a straight up, like, street tough guy.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, come here, I'm gonna kick your ass. Like, but
I wonder if that amount of LSD kind of also affected his brain.
I think
in a
it
way.
did.
Like,
it had to have, but I think he was always destined to have,
A mental breakdown.
yeah.
Yeah.
what?
It might have happened later if he
Yeah.
hadn't
Yeah.
taken so much.
I think he kind of scared the rest of Pink Floyd away from heavy drug use because despite the fact that a lot of people like to do drugs when they listen to them, they themselves weren't really heavy users.
No, not really. Yeah.
No, they smoked weed and stuff, but
Yeah.
that was about it.
I think they got annoyed with how associated they were with drug culture because that wasn't what they were going for.
Yeah.
Gilmore was, I think he was on one of the talk shows. I think it was Colbert before Colbert got taken off the air. And Gilmore was talking about how his dad told him if he didn't smoke by the time he was 18, his dad would buy him a car. Right? And
Yeah.
so he ended up never smoking. And so when he turned 18, he's like, Dad, I never smoked. And his dad's like, so what? And he's like, car? What are you talking about? Cut to, like, his kids see a picture of him holding a quote-unquote cigarette. And they're like, Dad, you're smoking. He's like, yeah, you should never smoke. If you don't smoke, I'll get you a car by the time you're 18. Also, another good Syd Barrett story that Gilmore was talking about. It was like he was trying to teach him a song. And he's like, this is a song you will never learn. And then and then like he kept doing it over and over again, and it kept changing every time.
Oh, it was Have You Got It Yet?
Oh, have you got it
Yeah,
yet?
and then every time he said that, he would like change the song.
And he's
And it was like the beginning of the end, basically.
and Gilmore was like, it was embarrassing a long time before I got it.
Yeah. Yes, Sid was an interesting guy. I've seen some interviews where he just seemed like a normal dude, like giving interviews, but just he just kind of seemed to slowly slip away from reality. I'm a big fan of his solo work, but like David Gilmour and Roger Waters had to like really work hard to get even his solo material out of him, and it's, as much as I like it, it is demo quality material more or less.
Yeah.
I actually have never listened to his solo stuff.
It's very folky. It's not very much
Yeah.
like this album. I can tell it's the same songwriter, but it doesn't sound like this album.
And part of the reason for the folkiness is just to strip back the instrumentation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I definitely recommend listening to them.
yeah.
Yeah.
I do like the fact that Sid Barrett played a Esquire.
He did, yeah.
And
Yeah.
he had the little mirrors glued to it.
Yeah. So, how did they get to a point where they were able to record this album? Do you know the story of like the origins of recording this album, Steve?
Like they were performing as a group for a long time, and eventually they recorded some singles, Arnold Lane and what was it, See Emily Play, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like they were trying to get some airtime with those, and Radio London had no interest in playing that, which makes sense to me. It's big corporation probably has very little interest in promoting new bands. Eventually, they were able to get an advance from EMI, and that's how this album came to be. It's I think Pink Floyd is really interesting, as I feel like they got great twice. Like they're great right out of the gate with this album, and then they kind of stumbled a bit for a long time before they found their footing again with, I'd say, metal. I think it was the first album they started sounding great again on.
Metal is actually like probably my favorite, or one of my favorites. Like, I don't think they would have got to Dark Side of the Moon if it hadn't been for metal.
No.
Yeah, it laid the ground for
I think
the rest of their time together.
Yeah.
I'd say.
But they were kind of doing that soundscape stuff before. Like, if you listen to Adam Hart Mother and their soundtrack work too, they were doing stuff like that, the soundscapes and stuff. But I think metal is where they actually took that soundscape and made it a song with echoes.
Yeah. Figured out how to make it into a song and incorporate it into something that's song shaped and not like soundtrack.
Yeah.
Background music shaped.
Because I know I'm going off on a tangent here. I listened to Dark Side with my nephew, who had never listened to Dark Side before, and he's like, "That's it." He's like, "Wow, it's basically like just like one or two songs, kind of just like going in and out of each other." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's like that's kind of their thing. That's kind of what they did. Like their concept of a moving album, you know." An album is like a living thing, you know.
Yeah.
And like you said, this was before they were able to do that, or before they did that. This is more of a singles album.
I would say that there are some moments like that on this, like Interstellar Overdrive.
Well, yeah.
But Sid Barrett had a certain flair for writing, like, I don't know, like nursery rhyme style lyrics. Very like eccentric lyrics, and it's something that they very much lost going forward.
Well, they lost the ability. Like they didn't really write lyrics to. Like if you look at how many lyrics are on the future albums, there's not much.
Until like The Wall.
Yeah, the
The
wall.
wall was very narrative.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
but everything else, like Wish You Were Here, all the lyrics fit on like one little sheet, like right there.
Yeah.
I think the same thing with Dark Side.
They did lose, like, Sid Barrett was their main songwriter. They lost their songwriter. And it took them a while to figure out, like, lyrics after he was gone. Yeah.
But he was absolutely 100% still a part of the band moving forward. Even if he wasn't there, he was still their muse. Like he was still Roger Waters, like muse. Like Wish You Were Here was all about Sid Barrett.
And it's crazy he showed up during those sessions. Like,
Yeah.
They didn't
Coincidentally,
recognize him
even.
anymore because of just how much he isolated himself and
Yeah.
like he shaved his head and gained a lot of weight.
Yeah, he was pretty much only on one song on the next album, one or two songs.
Yeah.
So it was a big burst of energy with this album, and then
Yeah. But he like cast a shadow over the whole band and they all wished they could have kept working with him. Like both Gilmore, well, I think all of them worked with him on his solo albums to some degree, not like all together, but like they all participated in helping him get it out. It was mainly Gilmore.
yeah,
But yeah, like they were all involved in trying to make sure they got released.
yeah. There was even a point where I think it was David Gilmour like took him to the side. It's just like, mate, this is your album. Like, if you don't care about it, then why should we?
Yeah. And Gilmore wasn't on Piper yet. Like he was friends with Barrett, and they brought him on when Barrett became less interested in playing guitar while singing.
Yeah, I always thought the story about him like just staring off into the distance and slowly detuning his guitar while the rest of the band has to
Has to play.
play a show was
Yeah.
was interesting, but obviously unsustainable.
Yeah, that's why they added Gilmore to begin with.
Yeah.
And there's like a couple songs on Saucer Full of Secrets, their next album, where all 5 of them are on. It's either 1 or 2,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
yeah,
Which Saucer Full of Secrets is okay.
it's okay. Yeah,
But it isn't as good as this one.
no,
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. So yeah, The Piper at the Gates of Dawn. I think I came across this one relatively early on because I think my first experience with Pink Floyd was either The Wall or The Dark Side of the Moon. I'm gonna say The Wall because I think a buddy of mine introduced me through the movie The Wall.
the movie's good.
Yeah, I think we should do it for the podcast at some point. I'll get it on Laserdisc.
I think I like the movie versions of a few of the songs better than the album.
The one where he's a fascist dictator.
Yeah.
I kind of like the way he delivered the lyrics in that one better than the studio album.
Yeah. Yeah. Get him up against the wall.
But yeah, I think I'd gotten The Wall, Dark Side of the Moon. I bought Uma Guma pretty early on, which was a candidate for the bad album season, but I don't think that one made my list.
It's not bad. It's just
Weird.
meh. Yeah. Well, it's not weird in a incredibly interesting way. It's just kind of like them still kind of finding their voice.
My dad told me
Post-Barrett.
that when Dark Side of the Moon came out, he was trying to find it at the record store, and they ran out. So he bought Uma Guma instead.
The hell?
Yeah,
Would be
and that
his
was basically his
response.
reaction. And and now I own that because he gave it to me. Well, he gave me all his records, but
Yeah.
well, he gave me that one before he passed.
What was your first introduction to? Which was your first Pink Floyd album?
First album was Dark Side. First song I heard though was Another Brick in the Wall because that was on the radio all the fucking time. Yeah.
I think that's kind of the same with me. Because I didn't know it was Pink Floyd. Another Brick in the Wall, Part 2.
Yeah.
I just knew like. So I remember a friend showing me Dark Side of the Moon. I was like, oh, this is really good. And
Yeah.
so I got that, and then I got The Wall. And because, like, you know, Another Brick in the Wall Part 2, you wouldn't think it's called Another Brick because we don't need no education. And then so I got The Wall, because I'm like, oh, a double album. That's interesting. And then, I heard it. I'm like, oh, this fucking song.
Yeah.
And then I also heard, because they would play I'm Just a New Boy. What's that song?
Young Lust?
Young Lust. They would play that on the radio too, and I remembered hearing that song.
Yeah, the ones I heard on the radio the most were Another Brick in the Wall, Money, and Wish You Were Here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I for some reason the next album I got was Metal, and I loved it. And then I got Wish You Were Here, and then I just kind of went down the rabbit hole. I actually didn't come to Piper until way later.
I got into Piper because of The Damned.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they talked about how much they loved the Syd Barrett era of Pink Floyd, and when I was, like, listening to their stuff and trying to figure out how they got to where they were, and it was like, okay. I never, and so it's like I didn't think very much of, like, when I listened to The Damned, I didn't hear much that sounded like Dark Side of the Moon, for example, so I was curious as to, okay, it's probably what's really different is the singer, and yeah, it really is, yeah.
Yeah, I think I probably got, I probably went in this order. It was probably The Wall, Dark Side, Wish You Were Here, Animals, and then this one, I think.
I do remember early on when I listened to Dark Side, a friend of mine was talking about...
Oh, Enuma Guma.
Yeah. He's talking about syncing it up with Wizard of Oz, and I was listening to it. It's like, oh, that sounds like it would be cool. And then when we tried to do it, it's like, this doesn't really sync. You're full of shit. I know a lot of people believe this, but it's not.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and a buddy talked about that at one point, and I don't think we even bothered trying.
Actually, if you go on YouTube, you can do it now. But
There's like a couple scenes that kind of fit, but it's like the whole thing doesn't.
You had to be really high to fucking think it worked.
Yeah. I think there's like one part where the Scarecrow is dancing and it's in 4/4 time, and if you start the album at the right time, it'll look like the Scarecrow's dancing to that song, but you could do that with anything.
Yeah.
Like if you start it at the right time and there's music at a pretty common, like mid-tempo in 4/4, you could make it work. And just say it works. Yeah.
You could do any album.
So The Piper at the Gates of Dawn, their first album. This is the version that doesn't have the singles on it that I think we're more used to from the CD version.
Yeah, I have a CD version. I don't know exactly which one it was, but that does have Arnold Lane and Emily Play like sequenced into it. So,
yeah. And I think I probably bought Mike a CD copy from Best Buy back in the day.
Yeah,
we'll be listening to the vinyl copy today.
The original U.S. Vinyl had
See Emily Play as track 1.
Yeah.
That's not the version I have on CD, though. I don't know exactly. I'm trying to find exactly what version I have that sequences it in that order, but then I gave up because there's hundreds of listings of Discogs of this album.
Yeah.
And so I stopped looking. But yeah.
But the band at this time was Syd Barrett on lead guitar and vocals, Roger Waters bass guitar vocals, Richard Wright on organ and piano, and Nick Mason on drums. So basically the classic lineup, minus Gilmore, and with
plus Barrett. Yeah.
Barrett wrote most of the songs. There are 2 where the other band members are all credited, and then there's one that's a Roger Waters song called "Take Up Thy Stethoscope and Walk," which is a very Roger Waters album or song title. It was produced by Norman Smith, recorded by Peter Brown, and the front cover was by Vic Singh. And there's a drawing on the back that was by Syd Barrett. So since we're talking about it, who wants to do the...
Front, it looks like it's the whole band through like a kaleidoscope effect.
Yep.
So it kind of becomes a little hard to tell where one person begins and the other one ends. But
It's really
you can-
weird seeing
yeah.
young Roger Waters.
But if you look in the corner, you can kind of get a general look at who they all are. Yeah, they're all
It looks like the year it was recorded in, based
Yeah.
on the way they're dressed.
yeah. Which was this 67?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
67 was like a revolutionary year in music. Like there was this, there was Velvet Underground and Nico. There was wasn't the Doors' first album 67? Sean?
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
This album was recorded at Abbey Road Studios at the same time they were doing Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Heart Club's Band.
yeah. I was gonna say, Sgt. Pepper's also. Yeah,
There was another psych band that was recording. I forgot who the band was, and it was the Zombies.
Oh yeah.
The Zombies were recording their album, the one that has the season or time of the season for love, and they actually like would record after the Beatles and use the Beatles equipment. So that album came out. What's the name of that album? I forgot the name. Odysseys and Oracles.
Yeah.
That's the name of the Zombies album.
Here, what's the back art look like?
Back art is a drawing that Sid Barrett did, and it looks like hand puppets, like shadow puppets. One looks like a monster at the bottom there, but it looks like a person doing shadow puppets. But it's almost like a collage of hands,
Yeah.
and then it's like all of the stuff, and all right, and then also and then on side one, we have Astronomy Domini, Lucifer Sam, Matilda Mother, Flaming, Power R, Talk H, and Take Up Thy Stethoscope and Walk, Bitches.
Bitches.
So
It's-
yeah, we'll be. This one was very psychedelic. It
No.
Yeah.
Really? No.
Nothing else they did sounded like this.
It's true. This is like their one-off great crazy.
yeah, there's like a couple like lengthy like jam type songs on here in between like a lot of just songs that Sid Barrett, like pop songs that were written by Sid Barrett. I guess like Nick Mason thought that the sessions were relatively trouble free, but it looks like their producer claimed Barrett was unresponsive to his suggestions and constructive criticism. Which that sounds like Sid Barrett.
Yeah.
I'm guessing the rest of the band were kind of used to it.
Yeah.
And then this producer guy just didn't get it. I guess he tried to play like jazz on the piano while the band like jammed with him.
Barrett just wasn't going for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. The U.S. release doesn't even have Astronomy Domini on it, so they don't even have like you trade out See Emily Play for Astronomy Domini.
That's interesting because
That's
by
like
the time I'd gotten on CD, it was a completely different track list to this record, but it was also completely different to the initial U.S. record. So it's wild to me that there's a version without Astronomy Domini on it.
Yeah, I think the version I had everything on here as well as the two singles, but like seamlessly put the singles into the middle.
Yeah.
well, I think I've only heard the UK track listing, so
So yeah, have you not heard Arnold Lane or See Emily Play?
no, I've heard those songs.
Okay, you've heard them independently then.
Yeah. I've only heard the UK version. So, yeah.
Fun fact is this album has been hanging on my wall for a while just because I've had the albums that I did last season and this current season just on wall hangers. And so when I was recording Hyperfixations, I just threw that on while I was getting the equipment set up. And I remember Anna just like, I feel like I'm tripping.
That'll do it to you.
Yep.
Tomorrow.
Astronomy Domini is like, I think is my favorite one on this album. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
But, we'll see if it's still that at the end. Because it's one of those albums that each listen is different. So,
Yeah.
all right.
All right, here we go.
Do 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 do.
And
We're back.
we're back.
Well, that was quick. No, I'm just kidding.
Kind of was.
It did feel quick.
Yeah.
How long is this album? I think is pretty short.
That
Full
side
album.
was about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Full album's about 42 minutes.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Nothing really like overstayed its welcome as far as like
Oh,
songs like this go.
Yeah. None of these were. Yeah. There's a lot of music like this where they drag it on for way too long.
Yeah,
This
and,
doesn't do that.
yeah, and this is it kind of says what it needs to say, and then it fucks off, and it's kind of refreshing actually.
Yeah. And because it's so varied, it does feel like it goes by really quickly. Too.
Yeah.
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 Unlike some later Pink Floyd that does kind of drag on a bit. I'm not pointing out anything specific there.
Well, I think those albums between this one and Metal, I think we're just basically trying to recapture this, and they didn't.
They didn't have the element that they needed.
Yeah, and that's kind of when we get to it. I'm going to bring up how the "Take Up Thy Stethoscope and Walk" I think was Roger Waters trying to write in the Syd Barrett style, basically, and we'll get more into that when we get there. But I mean, overall, I really like this side of music.
Yeah.
It's got some cool psychedelic space jams. It's got some like eccentric nursery rhyme style songs, and there's just got some absurdity. And
Yeah.
I like the absurdity.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like it's trying to say, with one exception, it doesn't really feel like it's trying to say anything. And we'll get to what the one exception is. It's more just, like reveling in the absurd, kind of painting an abstract picture on a canvas more than anything else.
Yeah.
It's back when Pink Floyd was having fun.
Yeah. It's much more whimsical than they eventually were.
Yeah.
And that's what I really like about this era is how whimsical they were. They never got that back.
No.
No.
They lost that when Barrett left.
And you get to hear a bit of it on his solo albums, but his solo albums don't get to the levels that this one gets to.
The genre space that it was in was... It's kind of like if you combined, like, Space Oddity Bowie with The Doors.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah.
This is what influenced those two bands, because this was before them for the most part. Like the Doors were getting started, but you can definitely tell the Doors were influenced by Pink Floyd as they kept going too.
Yeah.
This sound, this sounds like like the Doors started picking up on this by third album or so, and then around the time you get like. Bowie was definitely going for a Syd Barrett thing early on, and so you get that some of that there too.
It's interesting how many bands this album influenced, and this album and a bit of the next one is really the only time Pink Floyd
Sounds like this.
sounds like this. But,
Yeah.
like even you, Dave, have shown me like numerous artists that kind of touch on it. Like well, like we mentioned the Damned earlier. Isn't there one you're going to bring in later that you're like, I'm going to take a shot every time Steve says this sounds like Syd Barrett and then I'll die or something?
Yeah. Neutral Milk Hotel. Yeah.
Yes.
That's it,
Yeah.
Neutral Milk Hotel.
we were talking about. We'll probably bring that in for the season after next.
Yeah.
After we torture ourselves with bad albums.
Yeah.
But there was another band earlier in this season that you brought in that
Guided
I kept
by
saying-
Voices.
The Guided by Voices.
Yeah.
That's
Yes,
right.
Guided by Voices.
You do get some of this in Para Ubu too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because if you thought Guided by Voices sounded like this, you'll definitely think Neutral Milk Hotel sounds like this.
Yeah. But with weirder instrumentation.
Yeah.
We'll get to that when we do
Well,
Neutral Milk Hotel.
Yeah.
In like a year.
Yeah.
That'll
Our keyboard player wants to bring an album in, and I was like, well, it's complicated.
That'll be like a free one for one of us, Dave.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who will bring it in, either you or me.
I don't have it on vinyl. Because
I do.
okay, yeah, then probably you, because I have it on CD because that's how I listen to it. initially. Yeah.
Ew, CDs.
Oh yeah. What else was I using to buy music in the late '90s and early aughts?
Should have got the vinyl version.
I don't know if a vinyl version existed at that point because that album came out in 1998.
Should have got the cassette version.
I think vinyl might have been like something that was put on reissues when people got interested in the format again.
I saw somebody bitching on Reddit that they shouldn't never have released albums on vinyl that weren't meant for vinyl.
Yeah.
I get what they mean because like some of the 90s albums that weren't were meant for the CD format sound really compressed and not very good. Like if you look at, like I think I've said it before, like Stone Temple Pilots Core was meant for CD, and it sounds really bad. Like if you get like a one vinyl of it, it sounds really compressed, and there's not it doesn't like it's not open enough.
I saw somebody say that the Black Album from Metallica doesn't make sense on vinyl, and I'm trying to think about it. When I picked up Metallica albums on vinyl, I kind of stopped at the first 4. I'm like, I don't really need to buy any more Metallica albums on vinyl, even though I do see the Black Album quite a bit at Walmart.
Well, I think Injustice for All was originally released on vinyl, so like I'm not sure if Black was. It might have been released on vinyl, but.
Well, now that I'm thinking about it, I mean, it would have been released on cassette, though, and that still had a side 1, side B.
Yeah, but
format.
Cassette had a better. Cassette wasn't as cassette was always kind of compressed and whatever. Anyways,
I guess I'm just thinking more about like the track listing when I think about that, because a
Yeah.
lot of times they remaster them specifically for vinyl.
yeah, like because a lot of times, like for vinyl, they have to cut stuff for it. So like when they have to cut the low end because that takes up a bigger groove or something like that. Right. So like when they're trying to cut it to make it fit on a side of vinyl, that's what they're talking about. Like Soundgarden or all those stuff. They just don't sound as big. I do have Core on vinyl, and I got a version that's like 45 RPMs, and so it's like it's a 2-disc 4-sided. So it sounds really good. It sounds like it was remastered, like remastered for vinyl instead of like a digital copy just pressed onto vinyl.
Yeah, you have to put some thought into a vinyl release because
yeah.
I mean, I've heard that some of them, if you don't master them correctly, like it'll pop the needle off your record player.
Yeah. Well, that's have you ever heard of like the Led Zeppelin 2 hot cut is what they call it? That's what happened back in the this happened back in the day. The Led Zeppelin 2, they call it the hot mix, but it should be called the hot master. It was the Robert Ludwig hot master. Mm-hmm. So they told Robert Ludwig, mix this hot, like so he hot, make it hot, make it hot. So he did, but the problem was, like the guy that was in charge of Atlanta brought it home to his daughter, and his daughter had like a shitty little record player, and she put it on, and as soon as like Whole Lot of Love started playing, it's like it started jumping the needle out of the grooves, and
It's too hot.
it's too hot, too hot.
A big spicy meatball.
And so they sent it back, and like they basically neutered this hot mix. So like that original mix is like very like collectible because it's like the best mix, quote unquote,
That you can't listen to on a cheaper record player.
on a shitty record player. Yeah, because it'll
like
jump.
most people had.
And if you pick up one of those suitcase ones, you can't really listen to any record on one of those.
Yeah.
I bought one because and I know everybody in like the vinyl subreddit would make fun of me for it, but I bought it because I liked the aesthetic of it. And then I tried playing something on it and it kept popping the needle, and I was like, oh yeah.
There's a reason these are cheap. Yeah.
Popped a needle like it was a boner.
Speaking of popping a boner, let's go through all these tracks here, starting with Astronomy Domini.
Yeah, this one
It's
makes
hard
me.
to say.
This one makes me pop a boner.
When I was a kid, I always read it as Astronomy Domini, but that's probably not right. Is that right?
No, it rhymes. Astronomy Domini.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I just noticed every one of these tracks on Wikipedia has its own sub article. You wrote a good album when Wikipedia like has an article for every song
that's on it. Yeah. Your cat's sleeping on his back.
Oh, I love it when he does that. He's got his little feeties in the air.
Yeah.
It's really cute.
It's hilarious. Yeah. So Astronomy
he's
Domini
happy.
is a really like Tom heavy jammy song. I think it's a great opener to the album.
Yeah.
The keys were doing kind of like a sonar thing some. And the guitar was doing kind of like almost like a punk rock chugging to it a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I mean this one is just one of my favorites. Every time I hear it, I think it's great. I also think I'll make a small note. When we started this one, I noticed some weird effects that it was having on my surround sound system, so I turned it off, and I think that improved things.
Yeah.
But during this song, I think it was confusing the surround sound system because there was like really weird like fade ins and fade outs, and those are there anyway.
Yeah.
Like they really did a lot with the space on this song. But I think it confused the surround sound system, so I had to turn that completely off.
I should have brought my mono copy over.
I was gonna say, I wonder what the difference between the stereo and the mono would be.
Yeah.
I have a mono copy. I should have brought that over.
Yeah, mine's stereo.
I'll bring it over next week and we'll just listen to it for fun.
And you say that Astronomy Domini is the two of your favorite?
That's my favorite, yeah.
Your favorite? Steven? Is it your favorite on the side?
On the side, yeah, probably.
Interesting. I liked it. It wasn't my favorite on the side.
It's hard to say. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, God, you can make a case for most of them, actually.
Yeah. My favorite on the side, though. Are we ready to move on?
It's Lucifer Sam.
Yeah, it's Lucifer Sam. Yeah.
This one is like the most like 60s but not 60s sounding.
Yeah, it had like this cool, like surf guitar kind of sounded like a spy, not like a James Bond movie.
I was going to say the same thing.
It was too stripped back, but like a Get Smart kind of like TV show, like surf rock spy guitar, just with like this like ringing dissonant organ.
Yeah, I was picturing James Bond, like Connery era James Bond, like I don't know, in a beach scene or something.
Yeah.
To this song, but
with the
you bring up a good point. It fits different spy series a lot better.
Yeah, and then like
it's just a really cool groove, though.
It's a really cool groove, and I like Barrett really shows his way around like a really poppy vocal melody for this, but it's kind of at odds and fighting what the instruments are doing because the instrumentation is just much more menacing and dark, but just kind of like this like really sunny poppy vocal melody, and the dissonance creates just like a great feeling of unease between those two.
Yeah, I like it. You kind of said what I was gonna say was that, but I think it's very 60s sounding, but not 60s sounding, and then also the surf guitar aspect of it, and
it's true of like every song on this side, but it's full of different like sound effects and stuff too.
Yeah,
they were kind of expanding, like
or at least like
they were moving outside of what was actually a 60s sounding band.
Yeah,
because like like if we took another band from the say like the Animals that were around this time, they would have taken a song like this because they also had like a guitarist, bass, organist, drummer, singer, and they would have just made it kind of a straight pop song. And they just took this in a completely different
Yeah, there are moments that sound
Like
like
to
a
a
traditional
different-
60s pop song,
Yeah.
and then there's moments that don't.
Yeah.
And I think like part of it was what was that Barrett had like the Echoplex.
Yeah.
Part of it was working with that. Part of that was doing weird stuff with the reel-to-reel tape in the studio too. But yeah, it's figuring out how to incorporate more experimental type stuff into the structure of like a 3-minute pop song. Like is what this whole record is, and it's really cool.
Yeah. So yeah, they were definitely on the brink of something like different, you know.
I can see why you picked this one as your favorite.
Yeah,
And it's probably a less safe answer than Astronomy Domini.
but it's also very like the choices made in this are very David shaped. Yeah, yeah.
Well, I think this was a lot of people's like if Astronomy Domini isn't their favorite, I think this is a lot of people's other favorite.
Yeah.
Because I looked at the number of people who have covered Lucifer Sam, and the list is huge.
Who all has covered it?
There's
Is it on their Wikipedia page?
yeah,
Probably.
if you click on it,
Let's see. Oh yeah, lots of people.
the Black Crows, Hellfire, Electric Hellfire Club, the Minders, the Flaming Lips, True West, John Fair, Love and Rockets.
Love and Rockets. That was 3 members of Bauhaus.
Shockabilly, the Sadies, the 3 o'clocks, MGMT, Spirits in the Bauhaus.
And with Bauhaus too.
Yeah.
Suffice to say, the list is long.
Yeah.
Yeah. The horrors.
Yeah. So I'm just and
Oh, he played this song
Along
with his
with
short-lived band Stars.
Stars.
Sid
Yeah.
Barrett did.
So I mean, yeah, this is a very like beloved song.
Wasn't Stars like Barrett's kind of proto-punk sounding band that sounded like the Stooges a bit?
You know,
I think. Oh yeah. One of the drummers was one of the drummers for the Pink Fairies.
I don't think there's even any bootlegs of it. But
No,
I've
like they
looked.
played like a couple live shows.
Looks like they
handful of
played
live shows.
1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4, 5. They played 6 live shows.
Yeah,
There's a bootleg of that. I'd love to hear.
and they opened with. They played with. I think who did they have open for them? I think it was the MC5. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. So it was kind of like a really like loud Stooges style proto-punk band.
Yeah, I guess he got a bad review, and
He
that's.
just quit. That's when he quit music after Stars kind of flopped.
I think he gave up a little too easily.
He did.
If you see what they wrote about Black Sabbath in the press, like if they'd given up like that, they wouldn't have lasted.
No.
So
I
yeah,
think he was ready to give up, and it was.
That was probably his excuse.
I don't think Lucifer Sam is a controversial choice as a favorite song because I think it's a very good song. I'm not like just because I say like one song is my favorite doesn't mean
you don't like the other ones.
Yeah.
Somebody said Pow R Talk H is their favorite.
I would have to get their head examined.
I would respect that though.
Yeah,
agree, but
I would be like,
respect
you
it.
sound very interesting.
Yeah.
I'd like to
I
get
would
to know
also
you.
say like you fucking hipster.
Yeah,
But we'll get there when we get
we'll
there.
get there when we get there.
Next one, Matilda Mother.
This is the one that I thought was about something, as opposed to every other song on the side. But yeah, go ahead.
Well, this one sounds like an English nursery rhyme to me.
Yeah, this one's
Yeah.
creepy
A
as fuck.
psychedelic English nursery rhyme.
This one was creepy as fuck. I loved it.
Yeah, I like the whispering the word bounce over like the unsettling organ too.
Oh, the lyrics quote fragments of fairy tales as read from a book to the singer by his mother.
Yeah, I think this song was about like how things seem like safe and reassuring in childhood, but as you leave childhood and have to face the real world and make your own decisions, how awful and terrifying it is. I think this was the one that you can most clearly say is about something, well, rather than going for a vibe or like a general abstract feeling. But yeah,
I thought it was interesting how vocal forward this song was. Like the instrumentation was very much in the background. For this
yeah.
song.
It's also might be why I think it's about something, because the rest of them were not nearly this vocal forward.
Yeah, like on Astronomy Domini, the vocals kind of got buried at times. But
Yeah.
yeah. Also notable is the Sid Barrett ASMR style breathing during the song.
Yeah.
Really good song, though. Probably my third favorite on the side. It's it shows off the whimsy that Sid Barrett has. Like this might actually be like a good one to like point to when you're pointing to his whimsy, I'd say.
Yeah. Well, if we're done with this one, it's the same with the next one too.
Yeah.
Flaming.
Because this one's pretty whimsical. I actually
Recorder.
I started laughing. I had never heard the recorder before. Yeah, because all of a sudden a recorder going whoop, and I was like, "What the
Sounds
fuck?"
like a cuckoo clock.
Yeah.
Well, and yeah, this one it sounds like a floaty, dreamy nursery rhyme. Like this would be a really good one to put on, like I don't know, after you popped your melatonin for the night.
Yeah. Got that.
If it was longer, anyway.
Yeah, got that. Yeah, this was like the short. Flaming was like the shortest one on the side. Got that like folky acoustic guitar going.
Yeah. Actually, I've been listening to. Speaking of stuff falling asleep too, I've been like listening to this stuff on YouTube called "Boring History to Fall Asleep To."
Oh, I've heard of that channel. I've been meaning to check it out.
It actually works. Like the guy's voice is really relaxing, and he just talks about like, he's like, "This is what it was like when the peasants got up in the morning."
History is my favorite thing to put on when I'm winding down. So
Yeah.
I'll check that out.
Yeah, check it out. It's really good. Anyways. But yeah, I thought it was a good demented, like, it sounded like a demented fair, like Ren Fair is what I thought it sounded like.
What I thought was interesting is the vibe at the very beginning almost sounded like the beginning of a horror movie, and then nope, floaty, dreamy song.
Yeah.
Like maybe this would be like a good song for I don't know, like a dream you're having or something that you hear playing in like I don't know the back rooms because topical movie that's in the theaters right now.
Yeah.
Probably won't be by the time this episode comes out. But
It was one of the huge hits of the year, though.
I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Oh well, they all die.
Of the two surprise horror hits, it is also really good. I liked Obsession more. But yeah.
Oh.
But Obsession, I don't know. We should do a movie podcast with Clayton. Clayton. Next up, we have Power Talk H, which I don't know what that even means.
So I do.
Okay.
It's military call signs.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I liked how when I had the track listing up on the screen, you looked at it and said, wordless vocals is the best way to describe that.
With what the vocabulary is now, was then. Now I'd say the best way to describe that is beatboxing.
I said the original beatboxers.
Yeah. It had a very weird beatbox quality to it. Just some weird vocalizations.
Well, and then all the beatboxers were going for a while. Then I don't know which of the vocals were Barrett, which was Waters, and which was Wright. But there's like the beatboxing between two of them, and then the third one comes in with like monkey sounds.
So that's Waters, and he's doing a backwards scream. He does it later in a song called "Take Aim at the Heart of the Sun."
Oh yeah.
And are careful with that axe, Eugene. And he does this like backwards scream thing. He goes, "Ah!" Yeah, and it's like he does it really well though. It's fucking crazy. Do you know which song I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And but it's like it's his backwards scream is what he called it. But yeah, that was Waters.
It's hard to picture this version of Roger Waters knowing the very much more serious activist version that exists today.
I don't know. I can see a through line. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was Waters doing the.
This one I think is interesting because it seems like a preview to Umaguma to me.
Yeah.
Just them, you could tell they were just goofing around in the studio and having fun.
I do like it how, like, for a big long chunk of it, though, there was just, like, distant piano and drums. Like, it sounded like the mic was in a different room.
Yeah, it sounded like you were standing in the room next door, and it was very far away.
You're like, what's that noise?
Well, it's like the commitment to like having so much of that song be that quiet, then just suddenly like come in, just like all of a sudden huge drums and guitar.
Well, you never hear that today. That's like everybody talks about the loudness wars, and that's something that they would have compressed upwards.
Yeah.
In fact, I kind of wonder about the mastering on this version because this is a more modern pressing.
There are parts though, like near the end, where the organ sounded like a train in a tunnel.
Yeah.
I bet this. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say I like it. It's very eccentric.
I bet this one pissed a lot of people off.
That makes me laugh a little bit.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, it was fun. It was, like I said, never boring.
Which is funny because this song is on the American version of the album, but they cut Astronomy Donomy, and they're the same length.
Yeah,
they're the same length, so it's not like.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
They could have put See Emily Play here or something to make the album more accessible.
Well, no, I'm saying why if they were gonna put See Emily Play.
Yeah.
Instead of Astronomy Domini, or if they were gonna cut a song, why they didn't cut this song instead of Astronomy Domini?
Not only was it not the one that was cut, it's the second track on the U.S. release.
Yeah, so it's kind of a really poppy song.
Yeah.
See Emily Play.
Yeah.
And then this song, which is just kind of an odd combination. I don't know.
Gotta say, I like the UK track listing a lot better now that I'm looking at the US release.
Although I do love See Emily Play, but
yeah, it's a really good song. That song's been covered to shit too.
Yeah.
See, finally we got the stethoscope song.
Take up thy stethoscope and walk.
Bitches.
Probably the
reference
weakest.
to
Probably the weakest one on this side.
It is interesting though. Reference to
not bad, but the weakest.
It's a reference to the Gospels, but instead of so in the Bible, there's a crippled man whose friends Jesus is preaching in a house, and his friends want to get their the crippled man's friends want Jesus to heal him, so they cut a hole in the roof and lower him in on his mat, and Jesus heals him and says take up your mat and walk. Well, this one, stethoscope isn't the injured person, it's the doctor. So it's the healer taking up their device that they used to diagnose and walking out. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
What I think is interesting about this one is the guitar playing on it was really chaotic and imperfect, and probably. And I also noticed that the bass is very forward, which makes sense. It's Roger's song, and a lot of cool sound effects.
So to me, this one sounded very VU, like Velvet Underground esque.
I can see that.
This was probably the most Velvet Underground sounding song, even though I think they came out about the same time. So you can't really say one influenced the other. I think they
both influenced David Bowie.
I think it was just a coincidence, because I mean I think they played different types of guitars, but I mean they were both doing psychedelic kind of stuff.
At the drive-in covered this one, which makes sense.
Oh, and then near the end, it broke into a mosh pit style song.
Yeah,
the way the guitar picked up and the way the bass was going.
Yeah, there weren't a lot of lyrics in this song.
Yeah, it sounded like the vocals were singing in unison between Waters and Sid.
Yeah. I guess this song originally was called Dr. Doctor.
I like the convoluted biblical reference, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like a Roger Waters title.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, yeah. That was the first side. Next up, side 2, we have the longest track on the record, which is also an instrumental, with Interstellar Overdrive. Then we have The Gnome. Then Chapter 24. Then The Scarecrow. And then Bike.
Bicycle.
Bicycle. I want to ride my bicycle. I love to ride.
All right, here we go. And we're back from side B of
It's
the
been
Piper
15 years, Sonny.
at the Piper of the Gates of the Piper at the Gates of Dawn.
Yeah, pretty good. I think it's a little weaker than the first side, in part because it doesn't seem like it's as carefully sequenced as the first side. It seems a little more random and all over the place, but there is a lot to love on this side too. It's just not quite as strong, I think, as the first side.
I think I agree with everything that you had to say. Like the songs are all similar to the songs on side 1. You know, a lot of fun, whimsical songs. Interstellar Overdrive is like them kind of fucking around in the studio, I think. But I mean, overall, good side though.
Yeah.
Nothing bad on this side.
I do think the first side is the stronger side, but this is definitely the more experimental side.
Yeah.
They were having a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well,
Were they?
I think the first side also had some experiments, you know, especially with the one song that was beatboxing, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this one was more experimental.
Yeah. where like how much fun were they having? Like where in Syd Barrett's breakdown was this? Yeah.
It was before because
I think it was touring from this that really made his mind snap.
Because because I remember, I think I heard the story was, I think Richard Wright was the one that was like giving him rides and stuff. And then there was one time where Richard Wright's like, what if I just didn't go pick him up?
Well, they were like, should we pick up Sid? And like somebody else was like, nah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something like, yeah. Which is sad.
It is.
Yeah. You know, I wish I could peer into the universe where they got a couple more albums out of Sid.
I do too. It would have taken them longer to get their sea legs, though. So we might not have gotten Dark Side of the Moon in that universe.
Yeah, that's really interesting to think about because like it's likely that Dark Side or The Wall or Wish You Were Here or Animals would have never. I mean, Wish You Were Here definitely wouldn't have happened because like part of that album is about him. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if he just like did it for a couple more years and then stepped away from it in a less traumatic fashion. You know, I don't think they would have wrote Wish You Were Here.
No.
But that said, I mean, I still would like to see.
I would like to glimpse at it and see a version with a more cohesive saucer full of secrets, and then whatever would have come next. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're out there listening from that universe, we'll trade you Dark Side of the Moon and Wish You Were Here for the two Syd Barrett albums that we didn't get because I think it was inevitable he was going to leave.
Yeah,
I don't think that was going to last forever.
I think that we were meant to get what we got. Yeah, because I think that if you think about it, like I think we've talked about this before, like think about like what if there had been another Sex Pistols album?
It would have been bad.
How shitty would that have been?
Yeah,
they did one album that was great. If they had done another album, it would have been fucking terrible.
Yeah,
because like they kicked out their main songwriter, and they had Sid Vicious.
Yeah,
another Sid.
Yeah.
So I think
based on his 2 solo albums and his
But
collection of rarities, I think they would have came up with 2 amazing albums with him, though. I don't think it would have
But
been
I
bad.
think that they also wouldn't have been able to find their own voice. And I think that they needed.
Well, that would affect, the entire
But
trajectory of Pink Floyd.
I think they needed to move on, or they needed that move on point. So, not that it isn't a sad thing, and maybe there could have been some really good music in that alternate universe, but I think this is what happened. It was meant to happen, you know?
Yeah.
I don't really think about like those kind of things because this is like, it's just, it is what it is, you know?
Awesome. I love thinking about like what could have been. I think that's a lot of fun when you think about music. Like,
What if Ian Curtis had gone to therapy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, I was gonna say there was
What would New Order have been if it was still Joy Division and they did Blue Monday? How much better would that song have been?
It would have been great. Yeah. Like Blue Monday is great, but it is one of the ones where Bernard is aping Ian quite a bit in his vocals.
Yeah.
I think Joy Division would have eventually sounded like New Order to begin with.
Yeah, I think so too. I think they would have still brought in what's her face, the
keyboard player.
The keyboard player. I think they still would have brought her into the fold.
Yeah.
Because I mean, she was dating the drummer, so I think they still would have needed another musician because of what they were doing.
Yeah.
So I think Joy Division still would have transferred into New Order, but they might have had some different lyrics.
Yeah. Darker lyrics. Yeah.
But
Lyrics that had a little more elegance in their rhymes too.
Yeah.
Pretending not to see his gun, I said, "Let's go out and have." Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember seeing I think this was like a blog back in the day where this guy claimed that he visited another universe and he snagged and I guess in the universe that he visited, the Beatles never broke up, so he snagged an album out of his counterparts like collection and then like came back over and then he released it and it was clearly like he took like Wings and John Lennon solo songs and tried to remix them to make like, oh look, like there's elements of Wings in this Beatles album and it's like that's clearly just Wings.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
But it was interesting like thought experiment. But
It is funny. John Lennon did say that if the Beatles had kept going, they would have just sounded like ELO. Which I can hear it.
I think of the Beatles. If you watch the Let It Be documentary, or not the Let It Be documentary, but the Get Back one, the 6-hour one.
Yeah, the Peter Jackson one. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a moment where John Lennon and George Harrison are talking.
Yeah.
And they're actually talking about how the Beatles would have gone on in like within the structure of like doing solo side projects.
Yeah.
And so it would have been like they would have gone off and done side projects and then come back together to do Beatles stuff.
It would have come together
right now. Because George Harrison was kind of complaining to John Lennon, like, I got all these songs and I only
put like one or two each album.
So, yeah, he's like, I could do like, I have enough songs for 40 years. And he did, because he released a triple album.
Yeah.
I actually think that George Harrison should have, like, instead of doing a triple album, he probably should have spread it out a little bit more. But
he should have, yeah.
If John hadn't been killed when he was, do you think they would have got back together? Did a big tour?
I don't know if they would have got back together. I don't know. That's hard to say. Because
I'm sure they would have done like one-off performances like some bands do. Like
Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Yeah. They might have done something.
I don't think they would have done another world tour, though, no.
I think they all kind of had those, like...
Well, you got to wonder if in the 90s they would have maybe thought about it.
I don't know. Because, like, because John Lennon had times where he was like, he said that they had times where they talked and like three of them were like on board, but one of them wasn't.
Yeah.
It was always a different one that wasn't.
And
on
it was
board.
always
Yeah.
a different one that was like, no. So there's like times where like, so I think George Harrison was one that was like really like, no, I don't really want to do that.
Well, they fell apart when George was done, basically.
Yeah. And John Lennon also was kind of done too.
Yeah, he was, but George, like, it was George quitting that really made it all fall apart.
Yeah. So I don't know. And so like, you know, the alternate universe where the Beatles stayed together, I think that would have made them miserable. And
Yeah.
and I don't think that would have produced some of the great stuff that, like, you know, Paul McCartney did later on and John Lennon did later on. And
I think they were
and
always.
of course George Harrison did some, like, he did All Things Must Pass is a great fucking album, you know.
I think they were always destined to have that period where they broke it. But yeah, I just wonder if there's a point where it's like, well, I can't pass up that amount of money. Like, but I think in Pink Floyd's case, like, what if Syd Barrett didn't do as much acid as he did?
Yeah.
I think that's more realistic. Because I think they dropped him obviously, but I think they really wanted to keep him around.
Yeah, because he did help write some stuff later on too.
Yeah.
I think wasn't the last thing he helped on was like one of the later albums.
Well, I mean, he showed up for "Wish You Were Here," but
he didn't help
write
writing.
He just kind of showed up.
I think he helped with.
I thought Saucer Full of Secrets was the last he was involved with.
Oh, really? That was the
Yeah.
last one that he was involved with.
They helped a lot with his solo stuff, but I think they kept him away from Pink Floyd. Like, when he showed up to the Wish You Were Here sessions, I think he even said, you want me to lay down some guitar? And they were like, no.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That would be kind of funny to have heard him do some guitar. I thought he did some. Oh, that's the one I thought he did some stuff on. I thought he did some stuff on Obscure with Obscured by Clouds.
Oh, was he on that one? That's like a soundtrack album, right?
Yeah, but I might be wrong.
There could have been some ideas left over from his time in the band that got used, maybe.
I'm not seeing his name on it.
Maybe I was just wrong. Yeah.
You fucking moron! Sid Barrett didn't have anything to do with Pink Floyd after...
What the fuck is wrong with you? Don't you know that he was last on Saucer Full of Secrets?
If you guys just did your research...
Why don't you research nothing, you fucking idiot? Is that close to what I was doing?
Yeah, it's not exactly the same, but I don't know if we'll ever get exactly to that moment again.
I'd have to. I
Listen
don't know.
to it, yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Get to the fucking track list! Alright, Interstellar Overdrive.
Oh, we haven't even gotten to-
No, we've just been bullshitting this whole
Overdrive,
time.
Interstellar, Overdrive, Interstellar.
If Dan was here, he'd be rolling his eyes.
Oh my god. I seriously thought there was gonna be a brawl on the fucking
Sitting on a
park bench.
I liked the beginning, like with that really ringing, scuzzy guitar.
The guitar is very, very forward.
And this one,
And very noisy.
yeah.
I've loved the sound of his Esquire.
Yeah.
It sounds. I want to know what kind of amp he was using. I think it was a Vox, but I could be wrong.
I liked how cheap their equipment sounded on this. Like, it does. They eventually get, like Dark Side of the Moon is like
Wow.
cutting edge. Like the kind of like big, expensive equipment that a very established band has. This though, This sounds like the shitty stuff you play with in your garage, which is
Well,
yeah.
yeah, you can tell he's using like a amp turned up loud, and it's breaking up.
Yeah.
And it sounds great.
Yeah.
What I think is interesting about this one is it's imperfect. There are moments that aren't necessarily like musically correct, we'll say, but
They're
fucking around.
They're fucking around. They're not
And it's
finding
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not necessarily always arriving at the idea at the same time.
And what's interesting is they've played this song live with different lineups, and it's interesting to hear the original one. I'm more used to the other ones that I've heard.
Yeah, they changed it every time though, right?
Yeah.
Right.
The organ in this was mostly drones.
Yeah.
Right.
Seemed like Waters had more of an idea of what the beat was, and oftentimes they would have to kind of figure out, fall in line with him.
Yeah, Roger Waters was the one holding it down the whole time. I noticed that he was the only consistent one throughout the entire song. Like he kept the beat going. Like the drums would go off on its own sometimes too.
Yeah, they did. It said they did a bunch of takes of this song, and they were trying to find a shorter take.
Yeah.
And it's like, but it was kind of funny. And then I like at the end where you can tell like the engineer was like fucking with the tape.
Yeah. Yeah, I could even see him like manually turning it up and down at certain points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, it kind of reminds me of us when we're fucking around and playing around with psychedelic stuff too.
Yeah.
Like Chili Con Carnal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably the song that reminded me of the most.
Yeah.
I like how eventually like the organ kind of sounded like this demented circus like later on in the song. That was great.
Yeah.
It's a fun instrumental.
It does go a little bit off the rails at the time. The engineer's probably fucking with the tape because it's about that point. It's like, okay, they could probably have faded out like a minute ago. So it overstays its welcome by, I don't know, like 1 minute. But other than that, yeah, great, fun little song.
Honestly, it is still my favorite song on this side. Just because it's fun. Yeah. Because I can imagine them fucking around.
Yeah. It's not my favorite on the side. I'll tell you what it is when we get to it. I think you might be able to guess what my favorite on the side is.
Sitting on a park bench. The Gnome.
Whimsy all over.
Oh yeah.
This one was whimsy without any of like the darker subversive elements that are in some of the other whimsical ones.
Yeah.
It just seems like straightforward. It reminds me of that fucking Leonard Nimoy song about Bilbo Baggins.
Actually, it was kind of reminding me of the hare who lost his spectacles.
Yes.
Yeah, back to like the nursery rhyme style song. I like the ticking clock in the background.
Or the metronome, whatever that was. Yeah.
It had some like whisper, like really creepy whisper vocals like dubbed into it though. That I'm actually going to push back on the idea that it's not darker because some of the lyrics like kind of made me think that he was writing about like a freeloader.
Yeah.
According to the article, he just kind of made it up as he went along. But
Yeah, it does seem like that a bit.
Yeah.
But I thought it was fun.
It was fun. I think
Yeah.
it was, yeah. To me, it was the least essential.
It seemed like they were just like fucking around on that one. It's like, oh, we have 2 minutes. We need to fill it in.
got any weird whimsical songs, Sid? Oh, I got a bunch.
Yeah. Gnomes.
The Gnome.
Yeah. Now we're to my favorite one on the side, though, which is chapter 24.
Yeah, that's one I thought you would say.
This one was great.
I really like the bass line in this one. When
Yeah.
it goes, do 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 do.
Yeah, chapter 24 probably is the most like essential on this side,
Yeah.
but I still like Interstellar Overdrive.
I liked the crashing cymbals and vocals just starting off the song.
Yeah.
I like the way the bass and the keys play off of each other. And I liked the soundscapes that were like throughout the song.
Like there's a moment where it was like a wind chime sweep. I thought was really cool.
Yeah. I liked how it used the I Ching, which made it kind of, like... It seemed like it was about something, but it was hard to tell what it was about.
Yeah.
Because divination is always like vague, but it didn't seem like it was necessarily going to be good fortune. Like good fortune was, like it seemed like there was a positive way it could turn out, but it seemed like it might not turn out so positive, and there's like some uncertainty to it. Yeah, it was cool. It reminded me though, like the I Ching always makes me think of Philip K. Dick.
That's
Another,
the man in the high castle.
yeah, another great countercultural figure from the 60s whose mind completely broke.
Yeah.
Like Sid Barrett. They have a bit in common. Yeah.
Yeah. So the I Ching, Mr. Steve, is like he said, a divination tool, like where they throw sticks, and it's like how many I forget exact like how it works exactly, but it's like the sticks, so many of the sticks land, and then you look it up in the guidebook, and it tells you like the quote, and you kind of interpret the divination from this. And so like the Man in the High Castle, Philip K. Dick wrote the I Ching, or wrote the book based on the I Ching. Like anytime he came to a crossroads where the character could go one way or the other, he would roll the I Ching and then decide where they would go.
Speaking of alternate realities too, it's got an alternate reality where the Axis win World War II, and Japanese control like the West Coast in the United States, and they're starting to figure out, Nazi Germany is going to turn on us too. And there's like all kinds of figures who are like resistance to the different Axis powers, and they discover a novel that tells of another reality where the Allies won the war, but like as you read the book, you're figuring out the Allies won the war in a different way than they did in real life. And so it's suggesting like
reality.
Yeah.
So it's an alternate reality inside of an alternate reality.
Yeah.
No dog.
Yeah.
Inside of an alternate reality. It's like mind blowing. And I didn't like the show very much.
I
didn't
some
watch
of the
it.
show, and then it kind of
I
figured it out for me.
So
I love alternate reality.
okay,
stories,
so
though.
the problem I had with the show, this is getting off on a rant here, but I'll be quick. The problem I had with the show is in the book, the people are just like people. Like they're not really bigger than life. They're just like trying to get through this crazy world that he invented.
Mm-hmm.
And in the show, they're like bigger in life, trying to like Action Jackson, like trying to change the world. And
yeah, they're like a real revolutionary movement, not like people who are trying to do their best and survive. And the ones who are involved in any kind of like subversive activity, there's no way they're
gonna live. Yeah. And but that was kind of what the show was. They're like, oh, Viva Revolution, kind of thing. Yeah. I don't know. That kind of annoyed me a bit. Anyways,
yeah,
that's my rant.
Yeah,
on the Man in the High Castle, the TV series. Oh yeah, and the TV series, like the alternate reality was our reality, so it was like, okay,
that's less interesting.
Yeah.
Next up, we have the Scarecrow.
This one is like mostly percussion, which I thought was interesting. Reminded me of like our bootleg that we did at Camp Muddy Paws, where I was just playing on a table.
Yeah.
There's like a kind of a distant keyboard part in it too, though.
Yeah,
it's a fun song. I liked it.
Yeah.
Folky.
The vocals would sometimes do unexpected things in terms of the melody.
Yeah, that's true.
I thought it was a little too short. Like I thought it ended a little too abruptly. I wish they'd drug it out a little more.
Yeah, I think it was just kind of doing its thing, and then it was like, all right, I'm done.
Right, out of ideas, stop. Yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good song. Then closing things out, we have Bike.
I really liked
this one.
Lyrics to this one. Yeah. The character the character that's who's singing supposedly he just seems like a funny guy. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, like I got a mouse. It's like, oh, I'd let you have my bike, but I borrowed it, which probably means he stole it.
Yeah, I thought it was a good closer song, and it's just kind of a little ridiculous, but
Yeah.
it's kind of fun. And actually, it's like one of the more popular songs off this album, I guess, because they put it on like greatest hits albums.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, though, it sounded kind of like Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Band Going to Hell.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. With all like the weird like soundscapes and tape effects and all that.
I did like the soundscapes at the end.
Yeah.
It said in the article he wrote this for his girlfriend, so I think it's a bit of a love song. It sounds like he's like trying to win over some girl.
Yeah, there's
Even though he doesn't like have a lot to his name, it seems like.
Yeah. There's like some kind of like there's yearning in it, there's desperation. Yeah, it's the tape reverse laughing at the end was creepy and haunting. Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting how like it ends with like this wind chime loop, and then eventually it's like it's this part that just sounds like a duck on a loop. It's very it definitely takes a turn for the bizarre.
Yeah.
Good closer.
Yeah, good closer. Overall, yeah, this is like my fourth favorite Pink Floyd album. It's good. I like it. Yeah.
Well, when I did a Pink Floyd marathon, I think probably around the fall, where I listened to every single album in order, and when I did like a tier list, I think I probably put this one in the S tier.
Yeah.
I think it's one you should probably listen to. I think you should listen to, I don't know, Wish You Were Here or Animals before this one, but
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely not like one to start with, because it's not like indicative of like the rest of the catalog. But
Yeah.
it's definitely like a good psych rock album.
There are some people who only like this album, though.
I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but it is so different from the other stuff. So if you don't like any other Pink Floyd, then maybe you'll like this one.
Yeah.
yeah, like there are moments that remind me of later Floyd, like especially in that period between this one and Metal. But yeah, overall, I mean, I think it's when like when they after they wrote Metal, I just feel like they all kind of found their footing. Whereas I don't think they quite knew what they wanted to do up and like after this album and up to that album.
Like, there's good moments in between this one and Metal, but like,
Yeah.
like,
Like the Nile song, I think is an excellent proto-punk song.
yeah,
And I actually like I like Adam Hart Mother. I think it's a good album, even though they say they hate that album. Like Pink Floyd says they hate that album. I think it's a good album. I like some of their. I like Saucer Full of Secrets. I think it's actually a really good album too, even though it's not as good as this one. I think it's still a decent follow up.
I don't think Pink Floyd really have a bad album. Maybe like post Roger Waters stuff.
yeah. Post Roger Waters. Well, it's not like it's mainly forgettable post Roger Waters, I think.
Well, when
They didn't do
I
a ton post Roger Waters because they only have what, Momentary Lapse of Reason, Division Bell.
and then Endless River, if you count that one.
Yeah,
It's
that's
kinda
it. So that's
instrumental
it. 3.
And
There's
you know,
gotta be
I
another
like those
one.
albums, especially the Division Bell. I thought was pretty good, but they never. The lyric writing just wasn't as good as like the Roger Waters era.
Let's see. Okay, yeah, they only had the 3: Momentary Lapse of Reason, Division Bell, Endless River. So they only had 3 albums after.
And Momentary Lapse of Reason was kind of a David Gilmour solo album, and everything but name.
Yeah. I heard though they've done a remix of it.
Yeah, they took out a lot of the '80s elements.
And that people have said the remix is like 10 times better.
I liked it. I liked the original mix too. I think they're both worth listening to. But I think the new mix is better because they took Richard Wright's keyboards from live performances and put them in because he wasn't on the album very much. Like they advertised it, but and they acted like he was back, but he kind of wasn't.
Yeah. See, to me, like I think Pink Floyd stuff becomes less essential after The Wall because of losing Richard Wright.
Well, he's a huge part of the sound.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. It's kind of bullshit what they did to Richard Wright.
Yeah, oh yeah, it sucks what they did to him.
I don't. I think he said he probably deserved it, but I think he's being a little hard on himself. And they kept employing him for the tours.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, but Gilmour has they've asked Gilmour are you going to do any more Pink Floyd stuff? And he said, well, because of Richard Wright passing away, Pink Floyd's effectively dead. It's effectively done, even though he still kind of owns the name.
I mean, if I had to pick my favorite member, it's probably Richard Wright.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same with Deep Purple. Their organist is my favorite of the band.
I think Richard Wright is the secret weapon of Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
He's one of the guys that doesn't get as much recognition, like you guys said.
Yeah.
And everyone thinks of Gilmour or Waters, but Richard Wright is very important to some of the songwriting. He wrote that piano for Great Gig in the Sky. That dun, dun, dun. He's written some beautiful music for Pink Floyd, and
I remember his solo albums being pretty good when I listened to them.
So, yeah, I think he did. He was kind of the hidden weapon. I think Nick Mason too.
Yeah.
Nick Mason doesn't get as much I think he just kind of was a big backbone to the band because he just seemed to be kind of back there doing his thing, playing the drums and
Funny thing about Nick Mason is he did a solo album it was mostly written by somebody else, so it's almost like he used his name to promote. Let me bring it up.
Funny thing about him too is he's the only member of Pink Floyd that's been on every album because Gilmour wasn't on this first one, and then Richard Wright got fired after The Wall, and then eventually Waters left.
Yeah.
So Nick Mason, he did this solo album called Nick Mason's Fictitious Sports, and most of it was actually written by American jazz composer and keyboardist Carla Bley, and it's almost like he just lifted up her career. I think he just used his name as and I think it was really good when I listened to it.
Yeah, I think
we
I
might
listened
check
to
this
some
one
of
out
it with
someday.
you. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Speaking of Nick Mason, if you really like these early versions of the songs, he actually put together a touring band where he plays mostly songs from the first two albums called Nick Mason's Saucer Full of Secrets. And I think it's got Guy Pratt, who replaced Roger Waters on bass, and it's and a bunch of other people that toured with Floyd over the years. So it's kind of a cool Pink Floyd offshoot where they celebrate the first two albums. And I remember listening to the bootleg, and I remember thinking it sounded really good. So
Nice.
that's worth checking out. I don't know if he's still playing with them as of this year, but it was pretty recent, so maybe they're still going.
I mean, yeah, Mason's got to be up there in years too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know Gilmour just released his solo album last year or the year before.
Sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it says Nick Mason's Saucer Full of Secrets was formed in 2018, and looks like it's still going.
Oh,
Yeah.
toured Australia in 2023.
That might have been the last thing that they were doing, so they might not be together anymore.
Or they might just.
Or they might be on a
going as-
hiatus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, that's a cool
wow.
website. I just clicked on his the saucerfulofsecrets.com, and it's very psychedelic.
Tour history.
Let's see. Last show, I bet it was 2023. Oh, 2024.
Ah. In Germany, Frankfurt.
Lots of Germany. Lots of Italy. Must have been a
In
big year.
Ipswich.
But yeah, they put out a live album called Live
The
at
palindrome of Ipswich will be not long.
But yeah, they put out a live album called Live at the Roundhouse that I think's worth checking out. It's got a lot of the songs that we just listened to, the 2 singles that weren't on this. Oh, they did the Nile song. That's cool.
See Emily play.
I think it's cool that he's acknowledging their early history that they probably didn't.
So they
acknowledge
actually did
much.
they did release an album?
Yeah,
Oh, I might try to find that. That'd be cool. I'd
listen to it. It sounds good.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
All right.
All
So
right.
we're in a band
I
called
wanna
the
get the-
Alliterates.
If you like
link in the
this-
description.
If you like this, you'd probably like some of the stuff that we put out.
Yeah, we're psychedelic at times.
Psychedelic punk. Yeah.
We like to fuck around.
Yeah. If you like the guitar tone on this, Sean goes in those directions quite a bit.
Sean has 2 Telecasters.
You're like
that look the same and sound different.
you're like obsessed with that, dude.
2 Telecasters that have sex with each other.
I mean, I have 4 Les Pauls, so
Well, they don't look the same, but you're like
no, not really.
but you're like obsessed with the fact that they look the same. You're
It's funny that they look the same.
like Yeah, Teresa, the first thing Teresa said is it the same guitar? No. You
No,
bitch.
it legitimately sounds different.
Yeah.
Completely different. Yeah.
Different enough that to warrant buying a second instrument.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I remember we saw a local band one time, and he kept switching between 2 Strats, and like one had a humbucker and one was single coil. Me and Dave couldn't tell the difference.
Yeah. Well, it's like and especially in the room that it was in, it's like you could have just picked the one you liked more, done the whole thing with it. It would have been fine.
Well, he probably liked them both equally. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked that band though. I liked what they did.
Yeah.
Well, I think I wouldn't bring both of them to a show. I would just pick one and bring it to a show. But like, yeah, it is funny to be like, yeah, I have 2 tellies and then they both look the same. But
You should bring both of them and then borrow my blonde telly.
but yeah, well, one
Well, I remember early on, because I have a lot of guitars, and in the early days of Megaton, I used to bring 3 different guitars, and eventually I was like, you know what, fuck that.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, one of them I played for 15 years almost, and it's still like one of my favorites. So,
Yeah.
but like now, like I have 3 electric guitars that are like I'm considering like my favorite guitars. So
Sean's just still hasn't been able to find his dream guitar, a BC Rich Warlock,
oh, I will piss on that shit.
with a Floyd Rose.
I actually had one of my first guitars was a Yamaha with a Floyd Rose on it, and I did not know how to use a Floyd Rose at all.
So it was just out of tune all the time.
And
It's a pain in the ass to change the strings.
well, that's the
If it's
thing,
your
because
first
I kept
guitar.
breaking one of the fucking strings, and it was like, and I was like, fuck this guitar, fuck my life, you know. And I sold it, and I traded in for the Alvarez guitar.
Yeah.
So
Which you still have but doesn't work anymore.
it works, but I think the electronics are a little fucked on it. I don't care enough to actually like
Fix
get
it.
it fixed. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this was my my last one for the season. We're gonna be wrapping it up here soon. Dave, you got what's the next one you're bringing
The
in?
next one I'm bringing in is I'm going to bring in Molchat Doma's first album, so Belarusi like dark wave band. It will be fun, yeah.
And then what are you bringing in, Sean?
I'm gonna bring in Toadie's Rubberneck.
Okay.
And then our season finale we'll do a triple album and do Sandinista by The Clash.
I'm curious to see if we're gonna be as tired of it as we were when we listened to Jerry Cantrell's fucking double album.
That was like a quadruple album, though.
Yeah.
It was pretty fucking long.
We'll talk about what works and what doesn't work about Sandinista a lot when we record it. Yeah. So, yeah.
And then we're gearing up for the Bad Album season, where it's episode 98 will be Metal Machine Music. Episode 99 will be Saint Anger, and 100 will be both of them together for Lulu.
I think Lulu is going to be the worst of those three, honestly.
I don't know.
I don't know. Saint Anger has that snare drum sound.
Yeah, Saint Anger.
I will say that the vinyl copy I picked up, the snare isn't as prominent. So, not to say it's not.
We
might have to take it to my house and see if it does the same thing.
So last week we played a Halloween in July show, and they put together a playlist for it of various Halloween sounding songs. At one point they were playing Don't Fear the Reaper, and I had the cursed thought that I sent to the rest of the band and then also posted on social media, which was Don't Fear the Reaper, but replace the cowbell with the snare from St. Anger.
If somebody out there makes that for us and sends it to us, we'll love you forever.
Yeah, we'll play it on the podcast.
Oh yeah.
We'll risk copyright.
I've seen my favorite one was like someone doing a drum cover, quote unquote, and he was playing a beer keg with a baseball bat. He's like playing Saint Anger. Clunk, 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 clunk.
I think it's funny that
it sounded so close.
Yeah.
It did.
I do think it's funny that you do get like the Ride or Die Metallica fans that will get mad if you make fun of Saint Anger in the snare sound.
Are we bringing Pete for that one? We got to try to get Pete for that one.
We should have Pete for that one.
He's defended the drum sound.
Yeah, I know, and that's why we need to bring him.
And I'm not sure if I hate it. We'll see when we talk about it. But, I also want to watch Some Kind of Monster before we do that one, because I feel like that's an experience that is best paired.
We could make it a really long.
Well, we don't have to do it like the Spinal Tap movie where we did both. Like, we could just watch the movie.
Yeah, that's true.
And then
that'll be our research portion.
Some kind of wonderful.
Some kind of monster between thought and confusion. Speaking of Lou Reed.
Yeah. All
like
right,
a dirty French novel.
All right.
Between thought and expression. All right,
yeah. But yeah, season's wrapping up. I have an idea of what EPs I'm bringing, but for the between seasons era.
Since I'm bringing Chinese Democracy in for the Bad Album season, I think for one of my EP slots, I'm going to do I think it was 5 songs where it's basically Chinese Democracy songs that they put Slash and Duff on and that they shoved out there. So that'll be fun to talk about.
Levitate the Flexo.
I have a couple of EPs. I have a Buzzcock EP and I'm gonna do the REM Chronic Town EP.
I thought doing bad EPs would be funny, but I can't. I couldn't find like examples of bad EPs. I'm sure they exist, but nobody really like talks about them because I literally put in like bad EPs and couldn't really find any forum posts or anything about it.
We should save our ears for the actual bad shit.
Well, I'm gonna make you guys listen to Chinese Leftovers. That's what I'll title the episode.
All right.
Catch you on the flip side.
Fuck off, guys.
Get out of my house.
Side 1, Side B is a Floof Goof Studios production. Head on over to killrockmusic.com, that's KILRAVOCK music.com, to check out our post-punk band, The Alliterates, and Steve's solo project, Killrock. You can also check out Steve and Dave's experimental project, Lucid Fugue, where the theme song comes from, at lucidfugue.bandcamp.com. You can also check out Dave's old band, Gong Farmer, at gongfarmer.bandcamp.com, spelled GONGFERMOUR. You can find each of us on various social media platforms. Check out the description for more information. Thanks.
Lick my love pump.
This music really makes me hate the centralized bank.
Sunday morning.
All hail to Sean.
All hail to Sean.
Don't forget to subscribe to the official Doctor Who YouTube channel.
Doctor Who. Hey, the TARDIS.
What the hell was that?
What the hell was that?
What the fuck was that?
Puskadu is German, yeah. Not really.
Oh, no, they're from Minnesota.
1-2-X-U.
How does it feel?
Ziggy, help me!
This ain't your papa's Black Sabbath. We ain't dinosaurs now.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed.
You knew right away.
Got hit by the lights.
Yeah.
Rev
up like a douche.
Where the fuck is the beefy bag?
Sir, you're just a lieutenant. Shut up.
Goddamn wolf penis blue, yeah.
Satan!
Satan! Burn!
Yeah. Sitting on a park bench.
Oh my god.
Don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing.
Baby.
You don't want to talk about my penis?
I'm married, sir.
I love Supreme, Preme. I love Supreme.
How about we
Preme,
kill
Preme,
Steve?
Gourmand the son the want to be.
Stop flirting with this ass, you fucking idiot!
Spy in the cab. We got the spy in the cab.
1, 2, 3, 4. Cretans wanna hop some more.
It's too hot! Too hot!
A big spicy meatball.